going to be trial balance. So everybody is heading on your notebook. After that, we are starting is trial balance. This is, I guess, ninth chapter of our syllabus. Huh? We already completed 8 chapters. This is going to be the ninth one that we are starting. All right, everyone. So, first of all, we'll start with the meaning of the trial balance, right? So, trial balance, you can say, trial balance is what? The trial balance is a statement. You can say that. So, we can define the trial balance as trial balance is a statement containing the debit and credit balances credit balances of the ledger account. All right. So trial balance is what? Trial balance is a statement. Trial balance is a statement which contains the debit and credit balances of the ledger. Now, what is the format of the trial balance? How do we actually prepare the trial balance? Let me show you that as well. Format of the trial balance. This is how we prepare trial balance. Like we used to have the it's format of the bank reconciliation statement. Now, there is a particular format in which bank reconciliation statement needed to be prepared. Similarly, trial balance is a statement that contains the debit and credit balances of all the accounts, all the ledgers. So this need to be maintained. This need to be prepared in a particular order. There is a particular format where, following which we have to prepare the trial balance. So the format of the trial balance is something like this. First of all, we make a column for the serial number of the transaction, serial number of the, in fact, the account which is required to be recorded in the trial balance, then name of account, then column for debit balance, can be written as DR, then column for credit balance, which can be written as CR. All right. So this is how we prepare the trial balance. Got it, everyone? This is the format of the trial balance. And all of you are writing this now? Yes or no? Vanisha, Zainab, Ritika, and Laviva.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me show you again. Meaning of the trial balance is what? Trial balance is a statement that contains the debit and credit balances of all the ledger accounts. So this is what I mean by the term statement. This is a statement which contains the debit and credit balances of the all the ledger account. Sir, what do you mean by ledger account? I mean all kind of ledgers, whether it is the ledgers can be related to the asset, liability, capital, revenue, expenses, or any other kind of account. Let me give you a few examples. So let's suppose the first ledger is of asset. If there is any assets account, asset could be plant and machinery, it could be building, it could be cash account, furniture account, or any other account. Whatever the balance, whatever the balance that we get in the asset account, we need to write that in the trial balance. But you need to remember this. This is very, very important. You need to keep this in mind that if it is an asset account always have a debit balance. Whatever the balancing figure that you get, if it is related to the asset, then such balance needed to be written in the debit column of the trial balance. We need to write that here. Got it. Similarly, if the account is related to the liability, if the account is related to, like, for example, outstanding expenses, bills payable, creditors, all these are liabilities, right? So if account is related to liabilities, then the balance of such account needed to be recorded in the credit column of the trial balance. You remember that? Account which is an asset account, balance of such account needed to be written in the debit column, because asset always have a debit balance, liability always have a credit balance. You need to remember it, because while we prepare the trial balance, we need to have the idea about these things. Unless and until you know about the balance, the nature of balance of a particular account, you won't be able to prepare the trial balance. All right, everyone. Similarly, if it is a capital related account, if it is a capital account always have a capital account always have what, which balance? Debit balance or credit balance? Anyone?
Credit balance.
Perfect. Very good. Credit balance. Similarly, if it is an account related to revenue, we have covered a topic where we uh, covered this different type of account. Account can be, we have two uh, bases upon which we can classify the account. Now, we have a modern accounting approach and there is a traditional accounting approach. Remember that? As per the traditional accounting approach, we classify the account as the asset, liability, capital, revenue, and expense account. Similarly, on the basis of traditional accounting approach, sorry, modern accounting approach, we can classify the account as the nominal, personal, and real account. So while covering that topic, we understood that asset always have a debit balance, liability always have a credit balance, capital always have a credit balance, and similarly, revenue will always have the credit balance. But expense account always have debit balance. Got it? Similarly, if there are any other account, like if we talk about the purchase return account, if there are then you need to remember this as purchase return, because purchase return is it has a credit balance. Similarly, if there is any account which is related to drawings always have debit balance, and Then we have, if there is sales return account, then it will have the debit balance. All right, I want all of you to write this down and remember it, because while solving it, these things will be very much helpful to you. You need to keep these things in mind, that asset always have asset, any asset account will always have a debit balance. Liability account, whether it is bills payable, creditor, or any other kind of liability, it will always have a credit balance. Capital will always have a credit balance, revenue, capital balance, credit balance, sorry. Expenses will have a debit balance, purchase return, credit balance, drawings, debit balance, sales return, debit balance. So basically, all in all, you can say that these account will always have the debit balance. Asset account, expense account, drawings account, and sales return account. These will have the debit balance. All other accounts will have the credit balance, generally speaking. And after writing down the values of the different type of account in the relevant column, either on the debit side or credit side, after doing that, we need to make one more row for finding out the writing down the total. And you need to ensure that while totaling, you need to ensure that both the sides, both the debit column and the credit column of the trial balance should have the same balancing value, same value. Both the sides should exactly have the same balance. Got it? Is that clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All of you guys, all of you are writing this, now. Just let me know whenever you are done. Note this down quickly. Let me know whenever you are done.
Done, sir.
Everybody done? Zainab, Labiba. Okay. So this is the format of the trial balance. Now let's talk about the objective of preparing the trial balance. So there are few objective because of which we should prepare the trial balance. Trial balance basically helps in locating the error that we have made while preparing the ledgers. Apart from locating the errors, it also helps in finding out the we can say the arithmetical accuracy of a particular ledger. And it also helps in the preparation of the financial statement. Overall, trial balance is very much important to prepare the financial statement. All right. So these are few objective of the. Let me write this down quickly, huh? And I want all of you to write this down as well. So these are a few objectives of preparing the trial balance. The purpose is to ascertain the arithmetical accuracy of the ledger, and it also helps us locate the error that we have made. We will learn about these things in the upcoming topics. How do we actually locate the errors? And it eventually helps in the preparation of the final account, or you can say the financial statements of the business. So these are few objective of preparing the trial balance. I hope these points are clear to you. Now let's talk about what are the different methods of preparation of the trial balance. Methods of preparing trial balance. See, there are basically three methods by which we can prepare the trial balance. First is the total method. Total method. Then we have balance method. And then we have a hybrid form, which is called total cum balance method. So basically, we have three methods by which we can prepare the trial balance. But the good thing about this is that as per our syllabus, we are not required to cover all three methods. As per our syllabus, just need to cover the balance method. The other two methods are not part of our syllabus, so we won't be discussing these methods. We won't be talking about the total method or the total cum balance method. We will just focus our discussion upon the formation of the trial balance by the balance method. All right. I hope this is clear, everybody. So everything that we will be discussing in the chapter will be completely based upon the balance method. We won't be talking about the total method or the total cum balance method. Everybody is that clear, all of you?
Yes, sir.
All right, then. So shall we move to the next part?
Yeah.
All right. Then. So let's let's start discussion. Uh, let's just proceed our discussion with a question. Let's discuss one question based on the trial balance that will give you a better idea how do we actually prepare the trial balance. So this was all about the theoretical part of this topic. Let's switch to the questions. So this is the first question that we are going to discuss. Question is simple. It just requires us to prepare the trial balance with the following information. We have information about different accounts. We are provided with the balancing figure of the different types of account. We have the balancing figure of the capital account, cash account, creditor, sales, and stock, debtors, bank loan, purchases. All right. So I think it's just a moment. I think some part of the question is not visible to you. Yeah, okay. So this is the complete question, and all of you question is visible. Yes or no? Is this question visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this question requires us to prepare the trial balance. We are provided with the balancing figure of the different types of account, the capital account, stock account, then cash, debtors, creditors, bank loan, sales, purchase. So let's just start with the trial balance. First of all, we need to prepare the format of the trial balance, right? So for that purpose, all right. So the first account is given. First is capital account. Capital account balance of the capital account is 2 lakh. Now you just need to tell me capital account, the balance of capital account comes under which category? Capital account have the debit balance or the credit balance? Tell me. You need to credit balance, right? So all we need to do is we go to the trial balance in the credit column and write down 2 lakh in the credit column. This is it. This is it. Done. Nothing else. Got it, everyone? Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, second item is stock. The stock is what? The stock is an asset, right? All of you, stock is an asset.
Debit
You need to
balance.
tell me asset always have which balance? Debit balance, right? 70,000 comes under the debit column of the trial balance. And cash. Cash is again, tell me,
Debit
cash is
balance.
again, it is an asset and therefore it will be recorded in the debit column of the trial balance. 1,80,000. Right? And we have debtors. Tell me, what is debtor? What is debtor? Debtor is again, it is an asset, right?
Asset.
And
Yes, sir.
since it is an asset, we need to write the value of it in the debit column again. Then creditors. Creditors are what? Creditors are liabilities. And liability always have credit balance. Is that right, everybody? So we'll go to the credit column of the trial balance and write down 1 lakh. Is that right, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we have bank loan. Bank loan again. Tell me what is bank loan? Bank loan is an asset liability, expense, revenue. Bank loan comes under which category? Tell me, no. Bank loan is what? It is an asset, liability, expense, revenue. Come on, what happened? Bank loan is a liability, guys. What happened? It is a liability, right? This was also liability. This was an asset. This was also asset. Asset again. And capital itself has a category. Capital comes under the capital only. So bank loan, since it is a liability, we will be writing that in the credit column. One lakh. Is that correct, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we have sales. Sales is what? Sales is a revenue. Right? Is that correct? Sales is what? Sales is a revenue or an expense.
Revenue.
So the balance of revenue account need to be recorded in which side?
Credit side. Credit side.
Credit side. Correct. Credit side. Sales is 3 lakh. Then last item is purchases. Tell me, purchases are what? Purchases are expense or revenue?
Expense.
Correct. And expenses always have
Debit balance.
debit balance. So 2 lakh. All right. Then everybody understood, all of you? Now we need to total this. Now let's total both the sides. So 70 plus 180, 50, and 550, 707, 12,50,000. And totaling the credit part, 3 plus 3, 6, 7,50,000. So we got the same balance on both the column of the trial balance. That means our calculation is correct. Done. Everybody written this down. Anyone still writing it, please confirm. Zainab, Labiba, Ratika, Vanisha. All of you are done?
Done, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. All right. So this is a question. I want all of you to try this. Please try this one. This is question number 2, not 3.
Yes, sir.
Doing everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any difficulty?
No, sir.
See, let me tell you, since there is one new item, opening stock. Remember that opening stock always have debit balance and closing stock always have a credit balance. All right. So, like in this question, we have opening stock. So, the value of this is recorded in the debit column of the trial balance. Then all other item are, I guess, you already know how to deal with the other account. Purchase, cash, carriage. Carriage is an expense. Sales is a revenue. Building is an asset. Return inward. Return inward is what? This is return inward is sales return. Sales return is a kind of expense account. Return outward is a purchase return, and it is a revenue account. Trade expense, it is an expense account. Discount received is a revenue account. Salary is obviously it is an expense. Office is again it is an expense. Done. Somebody just
Yes,
said
sir.
done. Okay. Apart from Vanisha, anybody else is done? Zainab, Ratika, Labiba.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
All right. Zainab, status. What about you? Still doing it?
Yes, sir.
Zainab. All right. Do it quickly. I'm waiting for you to finish. Make sure both the sides of the trial balance is tallying. Vanisha, your trial balance is tallying, yes or no?
Yes, sir. It is coming.
Labiba, tallied? Both the sides, both the columns.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I show you the solution? If you're done.
Sir, 1 minute.
Okay. Vanisha, could
Yes,
you please
sir.
tell me
Done.
the balance that you have got?
Yes, sir. 47,820.
47,820. Yeah, that is right. This is the answer. All of you can tally your solution with this solution. All right. So this was question number 2. Moving on to the next question. And I want you to prepare the trial balance for that question on your own this time as well. Question number 4. This is question number 4. No, question number 3, I guess. The following are the balances extracted from the book of Mr. A. Mukhopadhyay, prepare trial balance as on 31st of March 2021. This is the information given. So there are so many accounts. Considering the nature of the account, you need to write the balancing figure of these accounts on the relevant side of the trial balance. All right. Do you think you will be able to solve it? Do you think you will be able to solve it, Tanisha, Zainab, Ritika, Labiba?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just give it a try. There might be some problem with few account. I'll help you out with that with those accounts. Otherwise, everything is easy. I want all of you to try this at least once. Zainab, Ritika, Labiba, and Tanisha, please try it. Done, everyone. Jana, Pratika, Deepa. Done, yes or no? Okay, let me help you a little. First of all, cash. Cash is what? Cash is an asset, so debit column, right? Capital need to be recorded on the credit side, credit balance. Purchases always have the debit balance. Sales always have credit balance. Then purchase return. Purchase return is what? Purchase return is just like the revenue. So it needs to be recorded on the credit column of the trial balance. And sales return in the debit column. Transportation. Transportation is what? It is an expense. So debit column. Discount allowed is an expense. Debit column. Printing. Debit column. Sundry debtors is an asset. So debit column. Input CGS is what? That means taxes paid at the time of purchase. Tax paid at the time of purchase is treated as an expense. So therefore, need to be recorded on the debit column of the trial balance. Input CGST, input HGST, input IGST, everything need to be recorded on the debit column. Then sundry creditors we have. Sundry creditors in the credit column of the trial balance. Investment is an asset, therefore debit column. Plant and machinery is an asset, debit. Building, debit. Furniture, debit. Electricity is an expense, debit. Postage, it is an expense, debit. Drawings always have the debit balance. Salary is an expense, therefore debit balance. Traveling is an expense, therefore debit balance. Output CGST, output SGST, and output IGST. All these are to will be treated as a revenue since it is a collection made. It is a tax collection made at the time of sale. So all required to be recorded on the credit side of the trial. All right, everyone, is this clear to all of you?
Yes.
Everybody, is that clear? Do you want me to show the solution? See, this is the solution of the question. And both the sides should have like 43,400. All of you are getting these balance, yes or no? Dana, Pratika, and Latifa. Pratika, you are not audible. Could you please speak again? Still not. Okay, so you are still solving it. Anyway, so this is the correct solution of the question. You can right now take the screenshot of this solution if you want to. Otherwise, since the question is easy, I think you'll be able to do it on your own as well. Anyway, so this is all about the trial balance that we needed to discuss in today's session. I'm giving you one question for the homework as well. Kindly take the screenshot of this question, everybody. Just a minute. No. This is a we need to prepare correct trial balance in this question, so you won't be able to solve this question. Anyway, so I'm not giving you any homework for the next session. And the only homework is that you need to revise that whatever we have covered in today's session. All right, there is nothing that I can give you for the homework right now, because the other question requires some more adjustment, some